Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, hello. I thought I'd play a little music tonight. Let's see what happens. Drew, hello. How are you? I hope you're having a good night, a good day wherever you are. I'm back at it. Still doing this thing of mine in the evenings as much as I can. Last couple nights, I didn't live stream because I was doing gigs. I could have live streamed from them, but I have a hard time getting my act together. So good. I'm glad that you're good. I hope that continues into your sleep time. The theme of last week was sleep is easy if you're already dreaming when you go to bed. You know, like if your mind is already swirling with good thoughts, dreaming is so much easier. But it's hard to maintain those good thoughts. Sometimes they can feel like on a treadmill and they get exhausted and then slide into the darkness. And then all you do is worry about the future. And you're inventing scenarios that always have negative outcomes. And you're physiologically reacting to them. And it makes it hard for your body to relax. So, I have a music competition coming up. 6 o'clock? Okay. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock my time. So, this music competition will involve playing 4 songs for a room full of people at a local establishment. And it's amazing that I can play these songs and play live streams and performances over and over and over again. And then the thing that is truly scary to me is having people's attention. Yet it's the one thing that I am seeking. It's 8 p.m. here. Are you 6 a.m. ahead? Are you a time traveler? Oh, cool. The other anxiety I have is that I want to play guitar and piano at the same time. Hello and welcome to the Peter Wayne Burton Music Hour. I have a music competition coming up, and part of this live stream is practicing trying to be concise and playing 4 songs in a row without much filler. So I have 20 minutes. And I want to play guitar and the piano, and that's driving me crazy because I should probably play the piano. Playing the piano means I have to move in my electric piano, and currently I don't have a very good one. I could use a smaller one, but I think it looks cheesy. Yeah, so one part of me says just practice playing free-flowing thought, and another says, can you play 4 songs in a row the same way each time? Oh, it's totally okay, Drew. It's totally fine. Thank you for joining me as often as you can for however long you can. I appreciate it. I know I take a lot of the times I take 2 or 3 days off, and I don't really like announce it or anything. I'm probably pretty bad with communication. There's probably a good way to like keep information going out there, and obviously it's at my fingertips. I can use social media. But at the same time, I just imagine posting something and getting 7 likes, and then that's it. Nothing happens. And I'm just like, oh no! So I realize I'm doing the thing that you shouldn't do. So I'm working on changing my methodologies, my patterns of thinking. And that takes time. So I'm going to think of this performance not as something that's about pressure, but that's more about relaxation, right? I love music too. Hello, Freda. Welcome. I hope you're having a good night or morning. It could have been you, it should have been me, or anyone in between our little schemes we've had going for a decade. So we made a little money, life is sweet as honey, got 1,000,000 more miles to go. I got 10 long years till I find my home. Preacher man told me so. I will rise above the broken sky, and I can see the future in your eyes, in your eyes. Sweet! No, thank you. Thank you for however much time you spend with me this evening. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. A lot of things in the works, and I am probably not handling even having simple tasks to take care of very well. But I shall keep on rocking. And I can't hear you, but I know what you're saying. Your body's here, but your soul's not staying. Every day feels like your last when you're living in the past. I can't hear you, but I know what you're saying. Your body's here, but your soul not staying. Every day feels like your last when you're living in the past. I will rise above the broken sky. I can see the future in your eyes, in your eyes. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. Imagine it with a full band someday, and an orchestra, and a choir, and an organist, and a percussion section. I'm alright with waiting, I'm alright with waiting, I'm alright. I'm alright with waiting, I'm alright with waiting, I'm alright. I'm alright with waiting, I'm alright with waiting, I'm alright. And I can't hear you, but I know what you're saying. Your body's here, but your soul's not staying. Every day feels like your last when you're living in the past. I can't hear you, but I know what you're saying. Your body's here, but you're still not staying. Every day it feels like you're lost when you're living in the past. I will rise above the broken sky, and I can see the future in your eyes, in your eyes. All right, that was a little rough, but that's the idea. I think I might play 2 guitar songs, 2 piano songs. I think that would satisfy my anxiety. Yeah, might as well call it that. I think lately I have had too many hurricanes of negative thoughts in this brain of mine. And it always baffles me. At the center of the hurricane is like my peaceful self that's just looking at the hurricane of thoughts that I'm having. And I'm like, what are you doing? Think of all that oxygen and wind you're wasting and just swirling in a circle. What you really want to do is let it be a fully calm, open, flat ocean. It's very peaceful that you're just above the water. You know, that's what my brain should be doing. So, the idea of playing just 4 songs, it gives me anxiety. Third person analyzing, yes. So I think a part of my anxiety is that I future walk into the future performance and I imagine what it would be like to play in front of people. People on their phones, people have beers, people watching, people talking, a mixture. Or everyone is looking at you, standing still. And I have had a ton of musical live performances, but I have had very few where people are just sitting and listening, like in like a little lounge or a theater or anything like that. And it's the one thing that I'm desperately seeking, and I'm just trying to make it happen by doing this over and over again. I want to create the momentum that I feel like the location is compelling me forward instead of my brain ruminating on the past, thinking the past equals the future. It's very difficult to remember that everything is temporary, but it is also exhilarating. If everything is temporary, it means that good things end, but bad things also end. And you can forget about them. You can leave them behind. You can process them. You can put them on the shelf. I do get that. Thank you for being here. I really, truly appreciate it. I think in my lifetime, I've just watched the world change. I totally get that. I've watched the world change to the point that now, in my lifetime, I get to sit in my kitchen and play music peacefully and probably ticking my neighbors off, but I don't play past 9 o'clock. So I'm very sensitive to being like a nuisance to anyone. And I've also played a lot where I'm being ignored, like on a street where people aren't really paying attention. But I'm just sitting there sort of as a beacon, be like, well, maybe someday this signal will attract you enough to sort of listen in. So once I have an audience that's actually in front of me, live streaming seems like a really good, repetitious activity to undergo in order to make it so when I'm on the stage, I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to have fun. There's no more pressure on a live stream than there is people in person. It's different with people in person because you are feeling their energy. You are seeing the expressions on their faces. And I've had enough people listen in scattered, standing, or in groups, or like a family or something, that I upscale it. Being like, imagine if it was like a lot of people listening. Imagine if I had a silent arena. Imagine if I got to emit through giant speakers that weren't destroying your ears, but sort of giving them a hug. Then I would imagine that this guitar being in tune goes through wires into processors and out speakers and fill an invisible energy. Fill the room with an invisible energy. Yes, people can be mean, absolutely. Absolutely. But you have to tell yourself ahead of time, you can handle a lot, and you can forget about people being mean. It stings for a little bit. It stings. And I can remember recent times where, like, immediately my brain went into shutdown mode. And all of the bad thoughts just crashed over this dam that I've been holding back. And I just was like, man, what am I doing? I'm a joke here. What am I doing? But through repetition, you learn you can go through cycles. You can go through dips. You can go through highs. And getting to sit here in my kitchen is a real honor for me. To play music is a real honor for me. I am grateful every day that I wake up to this existence. Because I always look forward to playing music, and I always feel great for the hours after I play music. And I think it's partly my therapy, probably, but I also think that you can just think of it as something that makes you happy. I can redefine things if I want to. So anyway, I never know if I'm talking too much or too little. Sometimes I just like to make songs out of nowhere. Well, thank you for your lovely words, your kind words, your compassionate words. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate the fact that you... Hello! Cherry Bunny. How are you tonight? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. I was just talking about how I've experienced negative thought patterns reemerge in my head. But I'm learning to point it out to myself and say, you're allowed to have the dark thoughts, but you're also more than welcome to the good thoughts. Okie doke. Welcome back. It's good to see you. I like the new name. I like the old name too. I hope things are going all right down there in Brazil. And I always like that we look at the globe from north to south, as if America is somehow north of Brazil. But if you approached the Earth just spinning and all of a sudden landed on it, and you didn't have the white poles, or it's just a sphere with a bunch of landmass on it. I think about things too abstractly sometimes. But thank you so much. So good to see you. Thank you for joining in. I have a competition coming up where I play 4 songs, 5 minutes each. And it's a little painful to think about the songs being vacuum sealed in a little package. Yes, that is wonderful to hear. That's one of the most soul-warming things I could possibly imagine. Detailed thinking, yeah. It can be a superpower, or it can be like an emotional, psychological, almost cancer to your spirit and your soul, you know. And I think that I have seen so many people document their deepest thoughts and deepest feelings. It feels like I have permission just to not document my darkest, deepest stuff, but go into detail about my thoughts on myself and the world and music in general. And it feels good to get, I guess, the signal out. I think a lot of my issues with darkness throughout my entire life was the idea that I was containing the signal. I needed to emit something constantly, but if I wasn't emitting, if I wasn't playing, if I was going weeks at a time without even touching the instrument, I would feel like there was some part of that light was dying. It was like, you're not bringing it to life. Music is meant for bringing things to life or stop them from dying so quickly. All art, in a certain sense, is supposed to somehow trigger something in you that makes you feel human. And I really appreciate those wonderful words, my goodness. So when I look at myself as human, I understand that a certain percentage of me is going to be broken forever. A certain percentage of me is going to have anxiety and depression and a mixture of the two. A certain percentage of me is going to feel just content and relaxed and happy. And then a certain percentage of me feels elated and exuberantly excited about the future. So in my head, there's a spectrum between like where my thoughts are. And a lot of the times it's not over to where I want it to be. And I'm thinking, what am I doing? I have the greatest life ever. And then I feel guilty for not truly appreciating everything that I have. But then I remember, well, let's just play more music and see how you feel after. So the next couple live streams, or I could do it now if I wanted to, is to play 4 songs in a row and just keep them succinct. Bang, 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 bang. And for me, that just feels so easy because I play for an hour and a half straight a lot of the time. So playing 20 minutes is like, you're only getting a sliver of what I can do here. And they don't even have a real piano, so I have to bring my own, and I hate it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm just excited about, I think, what I denied myself for so long that I wanted to do, which is just play, 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 play. And I just feel like I have to play as much as I can, as often as I can. And I will eventually get across little finish lines, like a better live streaming setup, a better everything, lighting, all that kind of stuff. Better sound, especially. The competition is June 10th. And there is a panel of judges there. And we received a copy of the judging sheet that they have for each performer. And on it, they have numbers written next to percentage points, rating you on creativity, stage presence, originality. And my theory. So in a way, it's my own inner critic made manifest by having 5 people there that are listening and judging the entire time. And I'm thinking, I want a good opinion, hopefully, because I want to win, because then I would get free studio time and I would rock out a lot of good songs, or just songs in general. If they're good or not, I don't know. So June 10th, very soon, yes, next Wednesday. I even put in to take the afternoon off so I could get ready and be there on time. I may have some friends, may have some coworkers come. They don't think they get a vote. I think just the judges vote. And this is, I think it's 2 nights of 8 total acts. And I believe 2 are picked for a finale. And if you win, your song gets played on the radio too. Ayo, people listen to the radio still, I think. I feel like radio's going to make a comeback. I mean, Spotify is insanely awesome, but it is also insidiously... You're renting your music. You don't own the music. You physically own it. If the internet went down, but the electricity was still on, how would you listen to music? A lot of people have records. Tons of records. A lot of people have CDs. Tons of CDs. But CDs and all that stuff would be like, I own it. This is a physical copy that cannot be hacked. It is air gapped between you and the internet. And I think there is a desire for that. I think that's why live music is as important. AI is fascinating to me. It seems like humanity and AI have sort of come head on, and now we are sort of intertwining. And I think there's a resistance in a lot of ways because of how quickly we could lose our humanity, which is such an important thing to cherish and to nurture. And it's such an incredibly vague term, our humanity. So I'll just play some songs now and I'll stop blabbing away. This one is called Only a Matter of Time, or A Matter of Time. It's the little things you regret. Just remember you're not done yet. You are the wind, you are the wind, and I am the trees. Rock me gently in your ocean breeze. And it's only a matter of time before the end of the line. And it's only a matter of time. And I don't know which way I'll go. I'll figure it out when I get there. You are the wind, I am the trees. Rock me gently in your ocean breeze. And it's only a matter of time before the end of the line. And it's only a matter of time. Here I go again. All my secrets laid bare. I said, oh, here I go again. All this confusion ain't fair. It's like I don't even care. Oh, I don't even care. It's the little things you regret. Just remember you're not done yet. You are the wind, I am the trees. Rock me gently in your ocean breeze. Enchanted by Tay Tay. I don't know that one. Actually, I don't play any covers. This is the best part of my day. Waking up, seeing my kids, and knowing I'm going to play music without any distractions. How could I be Love Story by Taylor Swift. Huh. Well, I figure a good goal is to try to create your own thing, knowing you might be inadvertently copying. I've got 2 kids. They're awesome. I try to be a good dad, but man, self-doubt. I don't play any covers. I'm sorry. I apologize. You're just going to have to come see me live. I'm just going to have to bust out secret Taylor Swift songs throughout my shows. And really try to do awesome versions of them. That's my goal. If I'm going to do a cover, can we please meet them? Oh. Did you give in and get them talks? I assume you mean like my parenting style. No, I have a generally good style, I think. I'm happy with what I do. But I do need to do more stuff. I need to be a touring musician. I need to be a gigging musician. I need to be a professional musician. That's my goal. Me? You're talking about me? I always want to sing. So, I'll go back into that song. My brain doesn't work sometimes. This would be a call and response, maybe. Where I sing the line, and then you sing the line. Forgive me if it's awful. And it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. It's only, and it's only a matter of time before the end of the line. And it's only a matter of time. All right. Yeah, so that one I would have a sing-along, a call and response. And there would be like, only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. And then a kick-ass guitar solo like Derek Trucks or Billy Strings or Trey Anastasio. And you hear like, or John Mayer, or Stevie Vai, or Bela Fleck. That's to name a few guitar players that if I were ever to play with, let alone meet, I would have a heart attack immediately. Don't even get me started on drums. Do not get me started on drums, because if I could snap my fingers and put it all together, I would have my core band, drums, bass, keyboards, guitar, a 5-piece. So I would be like the rhythm guy on guitar, and then I would play piano, and then the keyboard player would also have an organ. So we'd have 2 keyboards at the same time. And throughout the tour, we would have guest musicians. And behind me would be a black curtain that would lift up when I pressed a button on the ground, revealing that musician, and we would have this awesome jam, you know. Sometimes it would be the band behind me, and behind them is the curtain that lifts, revealing like another drummer, etc. Yes, please. I try to sub to channels as much as I can. I probably stink at that. I'm not good at self-promotion, not in the slightest. But I got big plans. So here's a question. Can you, meh, I can subscribe, sure. Here's a question. Is it cheating if I say before my performance, the 4 songs that I am about to perform are the 4 songs that I will record in 2 days at the studio if I win the competition? 4 hours per song is insane. That's not easy to do. I have the bass, I have the order, I have the tempo. I have the drums I would lay down as quickly as possible. Then probably a scratch guitar. Then scratch piano. Probably some percussion to fill out the drums. Then I would do bass. Then I would figure out what else it needed. And I would do that all ahead of time. If it's all set up for me, we don't have to click through sessions and take like 20 minutes to get it going. If I'm an efficient worker, I know the exact order I will record all 4 songs. And if I tell the judges that and the audience that, I wonder if that's cheating in some way. Because I wonder if they would be curious about what it would sound like if they liked the song, knowing that if I win, they would get to hear the studio versions of it, that I would try to mix and master and release by the end of June. That would be my goal. And so I wonder if that dangling that curiosity in front of people would be interesting. Or maybe not, I don't know. I would have to explain it quickly, and I would have to get to the songs. This one is called Wolf Mask. There is no reason to believe misfortune follows you across land and sea. Your heart is broken, you're breaking away. Fate has spoken, nothing more to say. You're only a little lonely, lost your mind. How could you know? No, you were running out of time. Snow is falling on crowded fields. The future's calling. How do you feel? 90s vibe, excellent. I love the 90s. The 90s to me represent freedom. Sometimes 2026 can feel like a nightmare. I'm addicted to technology, and I don't even know where my mind ends and my programming begins. And that's the whole point. So I figure if I play music, maybe I'm doing two things at once or just one thing. Maybe I'm just playing music, or maybe I'm going through some crazy thinking in my brain. And the trick is to just play no matter what you're thinking or feeling. You were only a little lonely when you lost your mind. How could you know? No, no, you were running out of time, time. Imagine the curtain going up, revealing an orchestra. This is my message to you. Are you ready? You're not alone. This is your day. You're gonna find another way to change your mind from wrong to right. Suffer through another night. Seeing you, seeing me. Sonar lights out of sight. I can see the sonar light is out of sight. And you were only a little lonely when you lost your mind. How could you know? You were running out of time, time. All right then. What was that one called? Oh yeah, Wolf Mask. Thank you so much. That's I like that, jazzy with folk sounds. I guess that's the whole goal for my playing music is always to try to find almost like I'm knitting yarn probably and taking a bunch of yarn and like knitting it together of influences and things that I love and have seen worked really well, things that did not work very well, and sort of navigate my way through, well, what do I sound like? And I have no idea. So I'm just going to keep on playing, hoping that I'm reinforcing the fact that I just want to do this on a bigger stage. I want to do this for more people. I want to make connections with the world that I have been desperately afraid of for many years now, most likely. People travel, people go places, people have parties, people go out and do stuff. This is all I've been doing. And that can make you a little bit crazy. So I know that I have a little bit of a certain percentage of this brain is just scrambled eggs at this point. But I forget the name of this one. But I've always wanted to do sort of like a cross between Tool and the Police. I know. It's kind of stupid to reference stuff in a lot of ways from my brain. Because I do wonder if they heard it, would they like it? And I could absolutely hear them having no interest in it whatsoever. I'm trying to be as real as I possibly can be because I know it's refreshing in an absolute ocean of insanity. I think it's called, well, for right now, I guess it's called Live Your Life, which is really generic, but that's okay. I have a song called Home. Well, I'm at Danny Carey. If I had to pick my two favorite drummers, it would be John Fishman and Danny Carey, probably. The two people I have watched the most, the two people that have entranced me the most, the two people whose choices constantly blow my mind. Their abilities constantly blow my mind. So imagining them is important for my brain. I'm running with my paws. I'm breaking the glass. Interesting. I don't know if I know that. Is that a song? So, if I heard Danny Carey do something to this, it would be something like a on my way upwards, I feel my feet leave the earth. On the way to another life unlived. The feel was like water, I drown in the ocean. I know what you did. I can't believe it's already over. I was just getting to know myself. Can't you see how painful it is being sober? My mind tells me, have a little fun, live your life before it's done. Very cool. Sharing yourself with the world is a very strange feeling. It's saying I want to be here. It's saying I'm happy I'm here. It's saying my best has still yet to come. Yeah, I get you. I do that too. Influences. I like it. Your insurances? What the heck is that? I'm just kidding. Influences. Yeah, those bands are insane. Those fans are absolutely insane. Here's a wild thought. Imagine Danny Carey agreeing to play sort of a bluegrassy song. Imagine if Tool was a Tool grass. Not necessarily. You'll see why in a second. You scream out loud that you've never been so alone. It's been a long time, but it feels like a second ago. Does it disappear or fade away over time? I know your day will come further down the line. Oh, the world remains the same, but you're on your own. Have a great night. Thank you. See you later. Have a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be around tomorrow night. Probably Wednesday. I try to be consistent. I know I'm not very good at that. Thank you for tuning in. I will play a few more songs as if I am on stage and there's an audience sitting there. I want to play a good song that will ring out in people's memories. That's a tall order for any man to put on his shoulders, and I want to make it look easy. I want to know what it's like to live with a peaceful mind. I want to know how you think you're gonna find yourself within the darkness. How will you know when you finally own? When I am lost, I will be free until I'm found. After all this time, living underground, I don't know where I'll be sleeping tonight. Actually, I know, and it will be on a futon. That's right, I sleep on a futon. And it's okay because life is good. Oh no, no. like to sleep in a regular bed. I sleep on a futon that I don't flatten out because I'm too lazy. So I always sleep on my right side. I always thought it would hurt my back, and strangely enough, it hasn't been too bad. Waiting for your dad to pick you up at school. It's always better to have someone coming than someone going. Sometimes I feel like an orphan left out in the middle of a field. And then I wanna play in this key. Sometimes it occurs to me that I wanna play a particular song. Sometimes it occurs to me that I wanna play a particular song. Sometimes it occurs to me that I wanna play a particular song right now. And maybe I won't make a mockery of myself. I wanna be on the outside, outside your walls. I got lost in a circular maze. I could have climbed the walls. And I can make this last forever. In circles you dive through the fireflies. In circles you dive through the fireflies. I know my voice isn't perfect. I am human after all. Yes, that's correct. The name of this song is Firefly. And I can't make this last forever. In circles you dive through the fireflies. Yeah, I just like to think of ADD as not like a bad thing. Like, what's up with considering it the worst thing in the world? I guarantee I understand what you mean. ADD can be like a spiraling, cascading brain that's exhausting to be around. I understand what you mean by that. Leaping idea to idea to idea, word to word, thought to thought, unable to complete something. But there has to be some version of a superpower in being able to do that in a certain way. Maybe it's not the worst thing in the world to think of channeling your ADD into something that maybe you're creating something new as a result of being out of control of your thoughts cascading. Yeah, that's true. No, I agree. I think that part of my brain believes there's a negative perception of, oh, they're just ADD, they have an affliction. I'm not saying everybody judges that way, but I'm saying there are certain people that seem to do that. And it's like, well, I'm sort of proving that if you play an instrument quite often, ADD can be an active tool in disciplining yourself to try to stay on task, but at the same time allowing yourself to wander off task. You could argue that's a certain skill, and skills are meant to be worked on and improved and fine-tuned. And I have a long way to go. Anyway, this is a song that I feel compelled to play on guitar at the competition on June 10th at the Old Post in South Burlington, Vermont at 6:30 p.m. I think there's 2 rounds. I play 4 songs, and then a band plays 4 songs, and I think there's a bunch of music. I think it is fun to be like that. I think it is fun to sort of have fun with the impromptu nature of whatever comes into your mind, let it in, and then let it out again. Sort of like breathing, of course. You could think of it as a cyclical pattern. And I've seen enough of the internet to know that people pour their genuine selves onto the internet and they say the most inspiring things, and sometimes those inspiring things are clipped and repeated in 20 and 30-second shorts. So you have to be on your game at all times if possible. Yeah. It's, I think there is a crowd response percentage point that the judges have on their little papers, and I don't know who the judges are. And I won't pretend to care. I'll just say I'm going to do my darndest, because the 4 songs that I'm going to play are the 4 songs that maybe I'm going to record with the 2 days of studio time I get as a... I don't know what I would do. I would record 4 songs. I think 6:30. I don't know when in the order of performance I'm going, so it could be an hour into its start. I don't know. I just hope it's at the beginning. Or is it better to be at the end? I don't know. Is it better to be in the middle? I don't know. If I'm wanting something so bad, is that a bad thing or is that a good thing? And I think it's a good thing, but it comes with anxiety for sure. A good anxiety, one that's trying to keep me sharp and practice every day as much as I can. So when I get to the song, I can play it without thinking about it too much. So it's almost 9 o'clock, so I'll play the song that I submitted that will be played on the radio. I know on the radio it's so nebulous. You can't see the number of streams, the number of likes, the comments, nothing. The radio is just a signal beamed out to some cars and some like, however people are listening, boom boxes. Everything is digital now, I get that. But there is still terrestrial radio. Yeah, the beginning or the end or whatever happens. It could be both at the same time. It's the ending of something, the beginning of something new, and a constantly composting process. So I'm not going to play too loud. I got to tune this puppy. Actually, it's not bad. It's called The Spark. The day you were born, how could I forget those eyes? The power of a hurricane, the beauty of a new sunrise. Someday I'll say my goodbyes. What more is there? Say I love you, please don't cry. I'll be the moon to guide you home tonight. I'll be the sun to bathe you in light. Don't believe anything they say is real. You will feel your way through the dark. You will be the light. You will be the spark. You got it. I know you're wondering, you have so many questions for me. I promise you this, I will answer to the best of my abilities. Someday I say my goodbye. What more is there to say? I love you, please don't cry. I'll be the moon to guide you home tonight. I'll be the sun to bathe you in light. Don't believe anything they say is real. You will be the light. You will be the spark. You will feel your way through the dark. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I'll see you real soon. Lots of music coming up. And I'm just going to try to keep a cool mind and not freak out. No promises, though. And it's funny that I feel compelled to stop the guitar and playing as if my neighbors are annoyed, when I could just sit and talk. There's no real rules to any of this. I guess I make up the rules as I go. Dun 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 dun. Thank you guys. Lots more good stuff to come. And I can't wait. My feet were resting on some ginger ale. Thank you so much. Lots of good stuff coming soon. I really appreciate your time, any time that you spend with me. I know time is always running out. It's just what time does. I see it every day in my day job. My day job is I'm a medical assistant, and I take people to their rooms, take their vitals, do their blood work over and over again. And I have watched many people enter their elderly years and then they're not there anymore. And they had good lives, and I'm glad that I got to know them. I'm glad that I got to have some of their last conversations they ever had were with me. So I took that responsibility very seriously. And I write music for them a lot of the time, because when I think of it, I don't think of it as sad that I watch people get old and pass away. I think of it as an honor, because I have a short period of time to get out of them some of the wisdom that they have gathered throughout their decades and decades on the planet. And to think of people dying off without transferring their knowledge and wisdom is sad to me. Yeah, I think I am empathetic. Sometimes I think I feel too much. Sometimes I think I don't feel enough. Sometimes I feel like I shut down. Sometimes I feel like I go numb. It's like an ebbing and flowing reservoir of some type of energy connection with the universe around me. There's some sort of spider web that if one aspect of the spider web is touched, you can feel the vibrations on the other side of the spider web. And now what they're proving through physics is they're looking at superpositional subatomic particle locations where you can have one photon split into two somehow, and if one moves, another one a billion light years away will also move. And we're discovering that. And we don't know what it means, of course, but I consider myself to be a part of the physical world, and I interact with light and the sun and the universe. So I feel like in some capacity, I am some type of conduit. I'm some type of conduit. I don't know what. And I know the conduit maybe changes shape and size. It's sort of like releasing something that I don't know what it is. I just like the way that I like what I leave behind. Thank you. Sea, like the ocean. Maybe that's maybe that's the wavelength of what the conduit is inside. And the wavelength goes like this. The ups are the happiness, the downs are the sadness, and the in-betweens are the flow, right? So that mimics the waveform of music. If you slow music way down, the waveform looks like waves on the ocean. So music is waves on the ocean, except the waveform is condensed instead of having ups and gradual. If you zoom out, it becomes like this, like a solid, almost black block. But if you zoom in, you can see the melody going up and down, or the frequency going up and down. So by that calculation, if I am 70% water, there's a lot of moisture around in the air around me. I'm drinking water, my food has water in it. I go swimming, I'm near the lake, there's rain. Water is a method for transferring sound. So I think that lately I've been thinking about just the physical universe is so fascinating to me because there's so much invisible to it. There's so much that I don't see that I can't see. The human eye can only see 0.01% of the light spectrum. Like what you think is vivid colors around you, you're not even seeing the full spectrum of actual colors. That I'm so curious what it would be like to experience seeing the actual, even 1%, even 10% of the light spectrum. Now, the same goes for my ears. High frequency, lowest frequency, I only get a certain bandwidth. I only get a certain frequency in my eyes, a certain frequency in my ears, and I think everything beyond of that affects us in ways that we can't understand. So that's what I look at myself as, is that if music is such a part of me, it means there's some unconscious need to create, sort of channel music as if it is water. And think of it as like giving water in the form of like liquid audio energy to whomever might listen at any given particular time in any particular state. So for me, it's sort of like putting a secret cup of water filled with good energy on a little boat, sending that boat off into the ocean, and it's not mine anymore, it disappears. So the idea of thinking of performance is like making a series of boats that hopefully will live in people's minds, but pointing at the horizon as opposed to looking at all the boats that hopefully are still floating and have found, eventual land beyond my sight where I can't see them anymore. So it is my passion. And I can't live without my passion being celebrated and cultivated in my own head, but probably to a degree that it is difficult to maintain that excitement. And if my excitement goes down, then I start to think, well, I'm not supposed to be doing this. I really should focus on a real estate career or going into getting my doctor or something or whatever. Not doctor, but I think of myself as I've proven to myself enough that this is what I should be doing, what I want to do forever. And everything else will work itself out if I just maintain this bubble of calm, excited adrenaline that allows me to sleep at night peacefully. If you're sleeping peacefully at night, you're doing something right. So remember that when you have a good night's sleep, remember how you got that good night's sleep. And the best way to get that good night's sleep is to get natural exercise if you can. Eat decent food, hydrate. And when you get to bed, think of that as like giving yourself a warm hug time. Yes, health and wellness. And I am not a picture perfect version of that, by the way. I say these things, but I do not necessarily practice them. But I figure if I talk about it, I think about it, I'm motivated by it, then that seems like a good approach, So I'm going to bounce. I'm going to have some dinner. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you tuning in. Spread the word, subscribe. I think you probably have, obviously. I'm just bad with, I know people have to promote themselves on YouTube. I know they have to say things. I have a website, peterwayneburton.com. I have a song on the website, the only song available from the album that is almost out. And I don't know if it's a good song or not. I can't tell. It's called Home. Very generic. And I hope people like it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to keep going. I don't know what I'm doing. But a sweater I am sewing. A sweater of destiny that I will put on. I love torturing metaphors. Thank you so much. I'm going to call it quits for tonight. I have to eat some food. And I will be back tomorrow night. Hopefully on piano. Where I can tickle the ivories. Yes, knitting while I'm eating. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a good night. Dream of good things and check in with me. And let's keep this thing going, huh? Let's spread the word. Let's get the big lights out there. Let's get the whole world into sync, right? It's good to have big goals. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great night.